So to walk us through the modern consumer journey on the open web, please help me welcome VP of Sales from Ad Marketplace, Dave Hollander.
My name's Dave Hollander. I recently joined Ad Marketplace after almost a decade at Google, where I was leading their large customer search teams for hundreds of their most performance-driven advertisers. After that, I took those learnings across thousands of sellers at Google in both the Americas and EMEA, teaching them how to convince CMOs and CFOs where their next best dollar was spent. And prior to that, I was at Dentsu. I was at Omnicom on the agency side, working on their client search teams. But before all of that, I was doing what many of you probably did as you started your careers, which was writing 35 character by 35 character search ad copy. I remember 15 years ago, I was sitting in my first cubicle, my first job down in Atlanta, and I wrote over 3,000 lines of ad copy in Excel for one of my first clients as they launched the men's version of Spanx. I can guarantee you, and it's still in my mind because there's 3,000 lines, I can probably recite some of those by heart for you if you catch me later in the conference. But this is all just to share with you that over 15 years, I've seen the tides of the search landscape change. And I'm going to start this lightning talk today with something I think most of you will agree with, which is this has been and still is a very hard job. Now, speaking of lightning, Benjamin Franklin once famously said, "In this world, nothing is certain except death and taxes." I think if he was also a marketer, he would also add to this and diminishing returns. So it's a hard job, but what you all do every day is you all try and push that curve of diminishing returns for as far and as long as you can off. It's a hard job, but what's hard about it over 15 years, and for some of you probably many more, has changed over time. What's hard used to be execution. The sheer volume of executing on search campaigns, from the ad copy, the negative keywords, the match types, the day parting, the budget caps, the search query reports, could go on and on and on. It used to take whole search teams and countless hours just to get a good shake at trying to get this right for clients. But as AI and machine learning have come about, a lot of the execution-focused tasks are not what is as hard anymore. They've automated a lot of that. What's become hard is while AI and machine learning have grown, consumer behavior has also changed, and it's shifted the landscape. There's more choices, there's more places they are, and so diversification of your media is starting to become hard. Where do you put your next best dollar to push off that diminishing returns curve? Now, it didn't used to be that hard. You had Google, of course. You had Facebook, eventually. You had Bing. But as consumers are on a different type of journey, they're starting to be in more places. The landscape is changing, and that takes adaptation from us. We now know, I'm on the wrong side. We now know that 61% of user time is spent on the open internet. We also know that the ad dollars are following this. 53% of ad dollars, digital ad dollars, are now spent outside of Meta and Alphabet. And so what are these two numbers telling us, especially since 2020, as both of them have grown 4 percentage points in parallel, is that consumers are on a more diverse, more informed, and more modern search journey. The legacy search journey that used to exist, where they were on a singular SERP, is a thing of the past. And so what does the modern consumer journey look like? You've got, of course, your traditional SERP. You've got specialized engines like OTAs. You have social media, TikTok, Instagram. You have retail media emerging and buy now, pay later, fintech apps. You've got browser portals. And you've got product editorials where people are going for credibility, trying to understand the quality of what they're getting towards. This more modern search journey is something that is new. We have to adapt to this. And we know that consumers are going about maybe 3 to 5 of these channels, even in a single purchase journey. But what what we also know is that many users are actually skipping the traditional SERP, especially in Gen Z. Gen Z is no longer Googling it, they're searching it. The verb has changed after 20 years. And that change is because the consumer behavior has changed as well. And so for Ad Marketplace, where do we play in all of this? Where do we connect consumers with advertisers? We do so on 3 of those channels. We do so on browsers, on new tab opens, where we have over 100 million monthly active users. We do so on the buy now, pay later shopping apps, where we have over 60 million users. And then on editorials, where we have over 50 million users. And all of these are growing for us. And so as you look at this amount of scale, this amount of volume, this is where we've been able to connect consumers with advertisers to drive recently over $5 billion for our advertising partners in revenue. Just this year, we had a multi-billion-dollar national clothing retailer, and we saw the type of quality that we can connect to for clients and advertisers and consumers. We had over 3x the revenue per click that they saw on their PMax campaigns. 50% higher average order value and almost 80% higher conversion rate. This is the type of quality that when you put it into your media portfolio can really help you push off that diminishing returns curve, can make a difference. And it's value and it's data that you can see at the end of your media buy. If you start to see these type of metrics falling or getting diluted, you have to question for that channel, what is the quality of the intent that we really see there? What is the quality of the consumer being there for us as an advertiser? So, look, generally, when we have this type of volume and this type of quality, we're very excited about the opportunity to help push off that diminishing returns curve for you, especially as consumer behavior is changing. And so I'll end this just with a thank you. Many of you are existing clients with Ad Marketplace, but this type of quality, this type of value is why we're excited to make diminishing returns a little bit less of a certainty for you in the months and years ahead. Thank you.